All right, so I've been getting a lot of questions, and I know a lot of people are wondering what monitor coefficient should you use. And guys, today I'm going to be breaking down what each monitor coefficient, the most popular ones, 0, 1.33, and 1.78. Usually people say 1.78 is the best if you play on 1920 by 1080, and some people say 1.33 is really good if you play on a lower resolution, and a lot of people use 0. So today I am going to be breaking down what each monitor coefficient does on a relative sensitivity. And I know there's a lot of questions also if you play on legacy, if that's a 1-to-1 sensitivity. So basically what I have right here is we're playing Modern Warfare, because a lot of people play that game, and when it comes to Warzone, and I have a sensitivity matcher. So basically every time I press Alt backspace, it is going to do a perfect 360 all the time. So this is hip fire, Alt backspace, every time it is going to land in the same spot that I actually have my hip fire set to. Okay, so now we're going to be testing out the difference between different monitor coefficients. So right here you guys can see relative, but first let's break down, is legacy actually a 1-to-1 sensitivity? So I actually play at 5 end game, 800 DPI. You guys can see here we're on legacy right now, and the FOV that we are playing on, actually go to general, is 120. Okay, so we're on legacy right now. Now this is where it's going to land at. Let's get the score or the crosshair perfectly right there, and then we're going to go Alt backspace, perfect 360. Now we're going to ADS, do the same thing, and it should land right where my crosshair is. So let's see. Look at that. So legacy and Modern Warfare actually does give you a 1-to-1 sensitivity. So if you guys were wondering about that, it is actually a 1-to-1. So if you want to have a 1-to-1 sensitivity in Modern Warfare, you play on legacy. A lot of people might like this, a lot of people might not like this. Okay, on ADS, boom, a perfect 360. Now let's test 0 monitor coefficient. Okay, so now we're going to switch this to relative, and then we're going to have our monitor coefficient to 0. Okay, want to exit out of this, and this is with the 0 monitor coefficient. We're going to line it up, and then we're going to Alt backspace, perfect 360. Make sure it's dialed in. We're going to ADS. Okay, I'm not touching my mouse. It should land somewhere close. Let's see what happens. Okay, so basically it landed right here. So with a 0 monitor coefficient, it basically makes your cuts it in half, basically, essentially. That's almost half, or about 3/4 of the way. Okay, so basically having a 0 monitor coefficient slows your aim down, probably I would say around, I don't know, would you guys say that would be about 75%? Because that is right here, and we got to come all the way over here. So 0 actually slows it down a lot. Now let's see what happens when we put it to a 1.33. okay, so next we're going to go and we're going to change our setting. We're on relative still. That was 0. We're going to change it to 1.33. This is the most common one. Okay, oh, that's 1.2, 1.33. Back out, dial it in again. Okay, we're dialed in. Now let's ADS, and now let's see where 1.33 lands us. Okay, so that lands us a little bit closer, not exactly how I would say right here. We came up short, we landed right here. So 1.33 is actually going to slow down your sensitivity by just a little bit. Now, some people might like this because that gives you a little bit more control when it comes to ADS and aiming. I actually personally think I prefer 1.33 because you just get that little more fine control over your mouse. Now, everybody says that you should play on 1.78 if you play at 1920 by 1080 when you are using a 16:9 res. So now we are going to change this to 1.78. Right here. Okay, 1.78. Boom. Okay, we're gonna dial it in. 1.78. Now we're going to ADS. Let's see where 1.78 gets us. So it's still pretty slow. It's still pretty slow. It's not as slow as a 1.33. 1.78 actually lands it kind of close. I would say it lands it almost identical. Hold on. Let's see. As I'm doing this, everyone, I am also learning this with you. I just wanted to basically show you what all the monitor coefficients do. So 1.78 gets us right here in this general area. Let's go back, let's ADS, and let's change our, monitor coefficient back to 1.33 and see where it lands. So we're right here. Okay, so 1.33 and 1.78, it lands in the general same direction. So basically in Modern Warfare, it looks like it doesn't really matter if you play on a 1.33 or 1.78. I'm gonna be doing the same testing over in Black Ops Cold War just to see how the different monitor coefficients affect it and if Legacy actually provides you with a one-to-one sensitivity. So basically what it looks like in this game, it doesn't matter if you're on a 1.3 or 1.78, it's pretty much going to be identical, pretty much going to be the same, and it's not going to change too much. Let's go back to 1.33 just to get a, oh, we're on 1.33. Let's go back to 1.78, I'm sorry, and see what happens here. Okay, we're dialed in, that corner. So it lands a little bit closer to this box, okay? So 1.33 is going to be a little bit, just slightly slower than 1.78, and that is actually going to help you a little bit with aim. 1.78 is just going to be like a slight bit faster, okay? Now, I know what a lot of people are probably going to be wondering, what happens if you do not play on an affected FOV? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our general, and we can see right here, we're on affected. What happens if we change this to independent, okay? So now we're going to go right here and we're going to go through the same process again. We're going to go legacy first, and then we're going to go relative at 0, relative at 1.33, and relative at 1.78 and see what happens. So we're right here. Line it up. All right, she's dialed in. Go to my options. And then, so what independent does is it basically zooms in, so you have a closer, it zooms in your FOV to a closer to default, your default FOV. I play at 120, so there's that. So we're on relative, let's go to legacy. So we're gonna do this, boom, lands right there. Go close to right here, on the edge right here. All right, so legacy does not help when you are on an FOV that changes to closer when you're on independent. Okay, so when you're on independent, your FOV is basically like 1.33 on affected. Okay, again, let's see right here, go in right here. Okay, so it's a little bit slower, but in actuality, if we ADS out, so legacy does not give you a one-to-one sensitivity because your FOV is changing. Therefore, your distance to do a 360 is also changing because your FOV is different. Okay, so I think that's right. I hope someone down in the comment section correct me if I'm wrong. Now let's go on to relative, and we're going to go to 0. Okay, we're going to ADS. Look at that. It is so slow, okay? We're gonna hip fire again, okay? ADS at 0, and this is on, yeah, so look at this. It's pretty much like 25% of your FOV or when you're turning, okay? So that is actually funny. So again, guys, remember, this is if you're using the field of view of independent, all right? So we're gonna go back here and we're gonna do 1.33, okay? Now change our field of view, go down to here. Oh, 1.33. All right, right here. Dial it in, ADS. All right, so that's basically half. So 1.33 on an independent FOV basically puts you at half of your sensitivity when you're playing on independent. So when it comes to ADS, so here is it again, right here. All right, so half of your sensitivity when you're pretty much playing on a 1.33 at independent FOV. Now let's change it back over to 1.78. Back here, ADS. Actually, let's dial it in again. All right, let's see the corner. There we go. Boom. And it's going to land there all the time. You see that? All the time. Now we're going to ADS. Now we're going to see what 1.78 does on an independent FOV. And it's almost the same, just slightly faster when it comes to being on a independent FOV at 1.78. 180. Whoop. Boom. Same half again. So guys, would you guys pretty much, what I got from this and what I learned from this and doing this test is it really doesn't matter if you play it on a 1.33 or a 1.78 when it comes to Modern Warfare on a affected FOV. Remember, affected means you don't zoom in, you stay closer to your default FOV, okay? So when you're going to affected, that was independent, it stays closer. See, it only zooms in just a very slight bit. But when it comes to sensitivity, 1.78 is just a slight bit faster than 1.33. So in my opinion, it really doesn't matter if you play on 1.33 or 1.78. They're really close and really similar. It all comes down to your personal preference and what you're comfortable with. Zero pretty much almost cuts your sensitivity in half, and if you want that, that's good for you. Some people are more comfortable with that, but when it comes to having a one-to-one sensitivity in Modern Warfare and in Warzone, you are going to want to be playing on Legacy. Legacy in this game and in Warzone actually is a one-to-one sensitivity, okay? And just to show that again, if you were skipping through the video and you didn't watch the whole thing, shame on you. We're going to go back and we're going to put it on Legacy, all right? And Legacy is going to be a one-to-one no matter what FOV, or no matter what FOV you're at, one-to-one. So that Legacy is how to get a one-to-one FOV in Modern Warfare. And when it comes to a independent, your sensitivity is pretty much going to be cut from like 50% to 75% to like 78% when it comes from going to 0, 1.33 and 1.78. So I hope you guys found this video very informative and learned something new in this video. Guys, let me know down in the comment section below if you want me to test other games, other shooters like this, and basically first person FPS shooters. We're going to be doing Black Ops Cold War in the next video, but hopefully you guys did learn something new today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to smack that like button and subscribe if you are interested in more tips and trick like videos. Guys, have a wonderful day, stay blessed, stay humble, and I'll catch you guys in a future video. Peace.